So thanks for jumping on. I am on my way to a job in the South Metro. So I figured I'd jump on here, just say Merry Christmas to everyone. I want to thank everyone for being here. As 3 years ago, I was out at the Drake Hotel fire. That happened 3 years ago. The Drake Hotel was in downtown Minneapolis. Some information actually happened to me. First time it's ever happened to me. I was on my way to the job and I got on the interstate. My truck started shaking and I had a buildup of ice on the inside of my rim on my truck, which was causing the balance to be off. So I wanted to throw that out there if that ever happens. Check for ice buildup inside your wheel well.
Notice the recall quality that trespass sale actually is not saying with anyone who's sitting on the floor, third floor hallway near 315.
So Merry Christmas to you, Thin Blue Line Slayer. So, according to MN Crime, about as of 15 minutes ago, there were no accidents reported in the metro area. So if you jump over to MN Crime on Twitter, they posted that. But I figure I'd take you along. Hopefully everyone's having a good time. Those of you that are working, like
This should be a Derek Lewis black male crazy.
like most of us. Nubs, thanks for being here. Hopefully all you guys are staying warm. Appreciate you for being here.
That county warrant or green rope. I think you're out when you have the warrant.
Sounds like someone's going to jail today. They've got a couple warrants out of a couple different cities. That's Bloomington Dispatch.
If north to call back today, have an 8-minute ETA.
The world doesn't stop because it's Christmas, right?
You know that anyone's upgraded code 3 if you're not already. You should somewhat responsive. Blood sugar 497.
I hope all you guys are having a wonderful day.
Dispatch Letter 20 was driving large 2-story industrial warehouse. No signs of the Delta will be investigating. Letter 21 has come in.
That's Plymouth Fire. They're out at an alarm call.
The fire on scene of large truck industry loading up Delta out in command and investigating one of the people.
We're getting a lot of fire alarm calls today. So fire crews are out working. Yesterday, Plymouth PD got a family bottom Chick-fil-A and dropped it off for them. So we're on 494. We just went under Highway 7. Oh, there's a car in the ditch. Looks like it's occupied. So you can see the roads are, the Interstate 494 is pretty clear. It is 0 out, according to my truck. But I thank everyone for being here. SR, you are always amazing with your donations. I appreciate it. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you. But yeah, I figured I'd take you along. No, well, so where I'm on 494, I'm in Minnetonka right now, completely dry, but it varies. Like obviously the residential roads are still pretty icy. I believe we have snow expected this evening. So just be aware if something's going to happen. I'll let you guys know. If you guys have any ideas, you guys want me to start doing other things, you want me to start doing weather reports, I can give you guys forecasts and stuff. I know I watch, or try to, Ryan Holiall. So pretty good, but very globally not very regional specific. So like I can report on what's happening in Minnesota. Southwest Minnesota is still pretty bad, is from what I've heard. But yeah, I think outside the metro is pretty bad. I did get a report coming down, person driving down from Duluth. It wasn't too bad until they hit about Forest Lake area, and then Forest Lake it started getting really bad yesterday. So just be aware of wherever you're at. This is Minnesota. We do get snow every year. I know it's a shocker for some people. The roads do get bad when it snows. So let me know if you want me to start, I'm going to ask you guys too, if you want me to start doing like some history stuff. Like I can do history on holidays. I can do history on certain days. I do have one. Yeah, Nubs. That's what I heard. Forest Lake was really, really bad. I think we were really looking at southwest Minnesota, but unfortunately, I think it's pretty much all over outside the metro area. I did hear Bob and Pat did a call-in show Friday, so I don't know if any of you guys were watching Live on Patrol and can confirm that. I haven't had a chance to confirm that. I've been too busy with this Mall of America stuff that's going on. The call-in joke was it was a joke. I know I've mentioned doing that too. I can get like a Google number and have people call in, but here's the difference. They're supposed to be doing law enforcement, right? Like I don't know how a call-in show, why you're trying to do law enforcement, correlates, right? Like if I do it, we're actually doing a show, right? Like we're doing news reporting, we're doing a show during the downtimes. There's an entertainment factor to it, right? Like I just I don't quite understand how the two go together unless he's actually just doing a show, right? Let me know if you want me to do call-ins, but see, here's the problem with call-ins. I know on who did a call-in show, and I actually called in and got through Brian with High Impact Flicks. Here's the deal. He did one, but again, it's a show, right? Like that's part of it. That's what that is. You're not trying to do. You're not trying to do something else, right? You're saying you're trying to do something else. Like, I wouldn't do a call-in show while I'm reporting on the shooting that happened at Mall of America. I just don't see how that'd be feasible. But you also have to have someone kind of screen the calls, I think. And all of it's public, so everyone that called in with their caller ID now just that all became public data. So we can do a data request to find out who called in, their phone numbers, all of it. It's all public data, where if you call me, it's not public data, right? Like if you call a radio station or TV station, that's not public data. But when you call into a government agency, that's all public data. Yeah, Nubs, we could do StreamYards too, but again, I don't know how that would correlate. Like I would have to do a specific call-in show, right? Like that would be what the stream was about, right? Which I definitely am not opposed to. I definitely want to do different things. Keep you guys engaged. I think that's a big part of it. But we're cruising through Bloomington now. Oh wow, looks like they're ripping down that office building. I didn't notice that. In the dark you really don't see that, but there to the left you can see right through the building. I was out here covering that. There was a bunch of cops around there. I guess someone broke in or something a couple months ago. Oh, they are demoing it. You can see all the debris laying around the outside. Huh. Never know what you're gonna see, right? It was a sheriff's department phone. All right, well, I'm gonna have to take some time and unfortunately listen to that and watch it. But we are now in Bloomington, coming up to 35W here, a couple exits. But I just figured I'd show you guys what it's like. You are 100% correct. Nubs. Viewer 52, yeah, they everything is public today. I mean, goes a line of EMS. Wonder if my buddy's working today. I have a friend that works a line on EMS.
I'm going 6-3. Just stay on your side, head up to the first floor, and then we'll meet each other and we'll just work down.
Copy.
So Bloomington PD has an operation going on right now. Yeah, unfortunately, my data requests aren't being fulfilled. They're going on, what, 5 months now? One of them was for the data on their shows, right? Their YouTube and Facebook analytics. So basically right now, thanks for being here. I'm just driving to a job, so I figured I'd show you guys what the roads are like. We're in Bloomington right now on 494, heading towards 35W. So I've got about 20 minutes left before I get to the job. So I just figured I'd jump on Christmas Day. One thing, I think a lot of people put too much emphasis on holidays. I think it drives people into a lot of depression. You know, there's a lot of things that go on, and I kind of want to just wanted to let people know, you know, that you're not alone on holidays. The world doesn't stop. A lot of us work. I'm working. I'm on my way to a job right now. I just had to pack up to go to this job because everything's closed, obviously, except for gas stations, and I'm not going to get parts at a gas station. So, you know, there's, you know, I wouldn't concentrate too much on the emphasis of the holidays. I think there's a lot more harm than good that comes out of them. And, you know, even like donating, be careful what charities you donate to. Not all of your money. I know Susan G. Coleman actually worked security for them as well when I was down in Atlanta. And then when I found out that I think only 66% of the donations actually go to the cancer research, I was kind of appalled by that. So, you know, some charity groups don't donate to certain groups they don't agree with, which I think that if you are a charity group, you should help everyone. It's just like me reporting on news and stories and events. I might personally not agree with your lifestyle, your decisions, or your cause, but I still think it's just as important for me to go out there and all of us stand for their right to protest or have free speech or have their opinions. You know, as long as it doesn't, you know, incite violence or threaten others. You know, basically,
Called in by 331 Cascade. It's a 98 Aldridge. Dan is blocking. He said it's
you know, the things that aren't considered free speech, and unfortunately that doesn't always happen. I gotta get the PayPal back up, and other donation links as well, but I do appreciate the donations. But yeah, if you guys have different ideas for different things you guys want me to cover, I appreciate it. I couldn't do it without you. I did try to get some more videos of inside the mall during the shooting. I did post the one video, but again, remember 3 years ago, we're at the Drake Hotel fire where they had homeless people that they were housing there, and they were all displaced, and that hotel burnt to the ground. I was covering that live in Minneapolis. That was Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. The officer involved shooting a couple weeks ago. We're going over the Minnesota River Bridge right now. It sounds like the officer is going to be cleared. I don't know if the BCA's turned over that investigation. I haven't seen an email come out yet. The BCA, and despite corporate media reports, the BCA do not recommend anything. All they do is investigate, and then they turn their findings over to whatever agency, and for that would be the Ramsey County Attorney's Office. So they only find facts, and once they do that, they turn their findings over to the appropriate prosecuting team, the attorneys. But I'll be honest with you, from what I've seen, with my training and my experience, my understanding of the law, again, my personal opinion about this, I don't think the officer was in the wrong. I know that's a lot of people are worried about giving their opinion of that, just because the rage mob coming after them. But you know, the one thing I always said is, could you imagine if I was out live? And as you guys know, if you watch my lives, when we go out live in St. Paul, and we rolled through that perimeter and rolled up on that guy coming at us with a gun, aiming at us, trying to carjack me, what would you have me do? Would you want me to run him over? You know, and I think that's the thing. you got to look at what would you do in that situation. If you were that officer, if you were that sergeant, and you were in that situation, how would you have reacted to that? You have a guy that has... Repo, thanks for being here. Merry Christmas to you too. What would you have done and how would you have reacted to that? Again, I don't think most rational people want to take a life. That's the last resort anytime. Even people that carry personal protection devices, you carry because you don't want to have to use it.
Chevy, no, correction, Chrysler 300C, a Austin Liberty who has a misdemeanor for damage to property.
See, George Furious has his opinions, and they give us, you might not agree with them, but he gives you a perspective to think about, and that's what's important about protecting free speech.
Go for it.
I was asked a long time ago if I had to defend myself, how would I feel about it? And I think that's something you always have to think about, is how would you feel afterwards, after you had to do something. And that's how I always try to look at it. If you put yourself in someone else's shoes, how would you feel? So MnDOT is doing some snow removal here on over 35E.
Go for it.
Bridge is super icy here.
What do you think?
That's we're on Highway 77 over 35E. So the bridge decks are still a little icy. On ramps, a little icy. I haven't talked to Will in a while. Last I heard, Will with Duluth News Now still had a sprained ankle pretty bad. Oh, Massachusetts, thanks for tuning in. I always love seeing people from other areas. I never thought that my audience would reach as far as it does, but I'm just amazed that I get people from all over the world and all over the country tuning in and saying where you're watching from. How's the weather where you guys are? Put your location and kind of how the weather is. It's such a small world today. Got your Viking sweater on. Yeah, I always think it's fun. It's always fun to see other areas of the country too. And even if you guys, only post certain things every now, it's always fun. I always love to watch and take a break and watch other people's streams, just driving around and getting to see what it's like in other parts of the country. Like I tuned into another stream a while ago. Georgia's supposed to reach 41. See, I do kind of miss being in Georgia compared to Minnesota some days in the winter, especially when we're like negative 31 and Georgia's 40s. Lakeville has had some major issues lately. It's just spreading. Nowhere is safe, guys. Just keep that in mind. Des Moines, Iowa. I heard you guys got hit pretty good in Des Moines. Arizona, how's it doing in Arizona? How's your weather been there? 10 degrees in extreme northwest Missouri. This storm that came through was just horrible on the entire country. I tried to warn everybody about it. 72 today. See, Mesa, Arizona PD was actually up here in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, trying to recruit people to come work for them. Up to 25. Yeah, even then, it's still better than here. So we are in Apple Valley, Lakeville area, and my truck is saying -2. Georgia is balmy compared to Minnesota. Yeah, a lot of highways and interstates have been George, curious, you've been down to the Pink Pony, huh? It's interesting to be in different areas. But I am almost to my destination. 77. See, like, if you guys are missing it, take a flight out to Arizona. It's going to be 77 tomorrow out there. Enjoy your warmth. But I'm going to be ending here in a couple minutes, so I do appreciate everyone for being here. But I just figured I had a drive for a little bit, so I figured I'd go live, just see what everyone's up to on Christmas, and just note that not everyone's spending time with family. I've always worked holidays just because we've always worked in some sort of field. Since I've been young, I've always done on-call or worked a full-time job over the holidays. You know, being on the fire department, you're on-call 24/7, so you know, it's part of life. But make sure you spend time, just reach out to your loved ones, check in on them. You know, I think for the most part, just letting people know you care about them is the number one thing. You know, I care about all you guys that watch, all you guys that are being here. I mean, I got 49 right now in here, and appreciate every single one of you guys, even ones that are on here and when it's not Christmas. I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. Even if I had like 3 people in here watching, I'd still be doing it for the 3. So I do appreciate every single one of you. Although we all might not agree, but I still appreciate you, and I appreciate your opinions and perspectives on life. We have a week until the new year.
Station 203 duty for respond. Alarm sounding against 6130 Road Lane. Building 3 smoke detected at the first floor elevator lobby. And
Another fire alarm in Plymouth. But yeah, guys, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I appreciate all you guys for being here. You know, as bad as it is today for all of us, be safe out there. Take care of yourself. You're number one in your life. It's what we were always taught, drilled into our head during the fire department training. You are number one. You are your own person. You take care of yourself first. Then you can take care of others. So again, I appreciate all you guys for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I'm almost to my job site.
Please show station 3 duty crew clear available, please.
So, hopefully all you guys have a Merry Christmas. Learn about the holiday, the real history behind Christmas. I did, and I was pretty amazed by it. So I appreciate all you guys for being here with me. Jason with Minnesota News Now out.